You can't see what's actually caused the wreck, but underneath the overpass at Payne Street where I'm standing over 64, there is a gray sedan, and I cannot get to a place where I can show it to you um, easily. I'm going to walk down to the other side of the bridge and just see what happened, but you can see an enormous amount of police presence, ambulances. Um, as soon as I get down to this end, fire, here goes the victim. I'm not going to show it too close. The person they took out of the car, say a prayer for him. I'm not going to zoom or anything because that's a privacy issue. So we'll just keep walking, but please do say a prayer for him because it was a very bad accident. You can tell from the number of emergency vehicles that are here. There's the car. That gray sedan right there is one of the ones that was in the accident. But I'm gonna walk over on the other side and see if I can see anything a little bit closer. No, they took him out of the car that's underneath there, and you can't see it from here. Very badly injured. Apparently, looked like it. They put him straight into that ambulance, and they are gonna get our police escort and get him off to the hospital. So I'm gonna walk across the other side just to show you the traffic and more ambulances, more emergency. So the accident happened right underneath the Payne Street overpass. You can still see a lot of the equipment, the 911 equipment, a lot of police officers. More ambulances, more equipment. And impossible, as I said, to see where the actual vehicle is. But you can see from the postures of the police officers that it's directly underneath here. That's obviously another driver who they're walking away. He's on his feet, so that's a good thing. They're taking him to the ambulance to be checked out. I can't see what's underneath. I can't see what's underneath. The ambulance is now taking off for the hospitals with the police escort. I have a feeling, if what she says is true, we'll find out very quickly that police cars may have been involved in this collision. That's exactly what happened. I now see it. Yep. So, LMPD vehicle wrecked there. So sorry I can't get to where you guys can see better, but there's no way off this bridge. But an enormous presence here under Payne Street. Under Payne Street on 64. You can see the amount of mud in the pools of water right there. And skid marks across the grass and the median. I would ask, I know that officer who's walking down the median, but I don't want to interrupt him because he's obviously involved in a crime scene investigation, an accident investigation, so not gonna talk to him right now. But yikes. And one more run across here so you can see the traffic on 64 westbound is absolutely stalled. Police, fire, lots of EMS. Looks like one of our EMS is being loaded into the next ambulance. So this is at least a 3 ambulance run. And police officers are coming down 64 westbound. Do not get on 64 westbound, guys. Anywhere before probably, I would say at this point, Cannons Lane or the Waterston Expressway. You're not going to go anywhere for a while. But just a big mess here. And police vehicles involved. So who knows what happened? We'll find out, I'm sure. surprised we don't have any mainstream media down here already, but 32 only is a couple of blocks away, so they'll probably get over here and catch this pretty quickly. Drive carefully today, you guys. The roads are wet. There's a lot of mud, as you can see. Just use a lot of caution. No more tragedies before Christmas, please. And stay off of 64 going westbound after the Watterson. Take the Watterson Expressway and get around to a couple of other exits for at least another, I'd say at least another half hour to 45 minutes for them to get this scene clear. And then they'll probably open the traffic back up. But nobody's coming through right now. And if you're trying to get somewhere, you're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Okay? So police-involved vehicle. You can see the police car in the immediate center of my screen, directly under the Payne Street overpass. That's wrecked. I cannot see underneath the overpass, and there's no way for me to get off the overpass to show you anything else, unfortunately. Let me hop over here and see if there's any angle at all. I'm not going to go into the shrubs. Well, actually, yes, I can. What am I doing? I'm right down this extremely muddy hill where I will probably end up on my butt trying to get the shot for you. But we'll find out. Okay? Now we can see. Okay. Now we're underneath the expressway. Okay, so there's a gray car, there's a red truck, and there's a police car. There's the scene. I cannot zoom because I've got StreamYard going, and that's a bad thing. But now you can see the rest of the story. And putting their equipment back in the 4th ambulance. That police vehicle right there is pretty badly wrecked. A police SUV, actually. A gray sedan and a red truck all involved in the accident. And we've already seen 2 ambulances leaving. So one of them, I am going to venture a guess that may be completely inaccurate, but I'm going to guess that the one that left with 5 police cars may have contained a first responder and possibly the name of an LMPD officer driving that truck. It's just sheer speculation at this point because we don't have any information to confirm that. So everybody, please do say a prayer for all the people involved in the accidents, civilians and first responders alike, and grateful for all of the first responders who came out here so quickly. They responded very quickly because there's no news media on the scene at all, and that's pretty unusual because these things get called out over a radio and everybody's got ears on the radio. I just slid down a muddy hill to come down to the path that runs underneath Payne Street so you could get a bit closer up view, but looks like we've got some witnesses over there maybe who are parked by the side of the road, possibly doing interviews with police officers. Just based upon past knowledge of accident scenes, that's what happens. As I said, I'm on the outside looking in. Police officers right now walking back probably to the vehicles that are parked back there, either to tell them that they're going to have to sit and wait a while, or maybe giving them the news that there's going to be an all clear very soon. At this juncture at 64, it's unfortunate that they have these accident wires, the wires that run down the median to prevent cars from crossing over, all the way down. There goes the second ambulance, and they're going over to DuPont, I think. Or they may go up and turn around and come back. That's what they're doing. The police officers are clearing the path so that the ambulance can go up, turn around on Cannons Lane, and then jet back down the middle of the expressway to the downtown hospitals. University is our level 1 trauma center. Carrie! 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 Had to take off my Santa hat so he'd know who it was. Yep, so that's what they're doing. They've got police lined up down there getting cars apart, asking them to pull over, separate a little bit, and they're going to have another escort. And here comes the third ambulance is pulling off without lights, but I did not see them load anyone in it. I did see them load someone who was tied down to the gurney, who looked like he was pretty seriously injured, which I believe might have been the driver of the police SUV. I saw another man with a bloody nose who probably was in one of the other two vehicles, the gray sedan or the red truck. As I said, once again, this is sheer assumption on my part because I don't know. I wasn't here when the wreck happened. I drove over Payne Street to go get a bagel and have absolutely, no idea of how it originated or what happened. But I do know that they just took the one ambulance that was in the westbound lanes off with a 5 police car escort on the way to our level 1 trauma center, University Hospital. They just moved the other ambulance out of the eastbound lanes. And, from what I'm just observing here, it looks like they've moved cars, the incoming westbound traffic, into the 2 shoulder areas. I'm guessing, again, in hopes that the ambulance will be able to go up to Cannons Lane, turn around, and come back to get downtown. But, that could be completely wrong. I hear a siren. All I'm telling you is what I know from past experience with accidents. I'm walking up the path. This is a running path. Hi, guys. A running path here along 64, right, biking and running, dog walking. I don't want to get too thick into the weeds here. The stuff along the side of the road is pretty thick, so I'm going to go back because you won't be able to see anything. Yeah, I see police officers' body language looking in the eastbound direction as if they are waiting for an ambulance. I also see police officers standing in the expressway. They've moved all the cars to the 2 shoulders. My guess is that that's to enable the ambulance to get through, because it was in this side in the eastbound lanes. It would have had to have gone up and turned around. And I now hear an ambulance coming. I do hear the ambulance siren. So my guess was correct. So they turned the ambulance around at Cannons Lane, and now they're bringing it back. Here comes a police car in the lead, a couple of police cars, 3 police cars. There's also the possibility this could be police cars that have gone to pick up family members of the officers involved in the accident. That's another possibility. Again, guessing that that's the case. The last ambulance leaving with lights flashing, that I believe that's the one the guy with the bloody nose got into, but I could be wrong. I moved locations, so I kind of lost track of the ambulances there. Anyway, lots and lots of police presence, statements being taken over there. You can see 3 wrecked cars, 1 a police SUV, a gray sedan, and a red pickup truck. Bad accident underneath the Payne Street overpass on 64. As I said before, don't get on 64 westbound if you plan to get anywhere anytime soon, because you're not going to get anywhere. Okay? And please say a prayer for all involved.